It's Draffet. This is draffet'sdoor. And like I said, either this week I was going to do costumes or witches. So I'm going to cover costumes, which is the main part of Halloween. Now, on Halloween night, or Devil's Night, I will actually go over the myth on why Halloween costumes are part of the spectacular festival that is Halloween. But for right now, I'm just gonna, talk about the stuff that I've, worn as a kid, and, family members of mine have worn, and, what I think, would be best, well, not best, let me rephrase that. What are some cool ideas that are out this year? Every year they do, big blockbuster movie comes out, so you get you get costumes pushed for Batman, the Avengers, Avatar, Smurfs, and that, and the such. So this year you got the Avengers out, so you got the Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Loki, blah 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 blah. I think it's a pretty cool idea, but if it was me, I would be doing it based off the comic book, not the movies. So I'd be having, which, to me, you need to be your own person when you do your costume. Not to say that I have always been, because I was actually 2 years in a row a ninja, which is the simplest costume in the world. But I had a 4-foot samurai sword made out of wood that I carried around. But in other cases, I've been original. Like for 20 years ago, for work, we got to dress up. I started coming in like this and walked into work. People see me for an hour, then I disappear and I come back, my hair's dyed, I come back, I got a beard, I come back, my face is pasty, I come back and I get in the full, I got a monkish robe on with a deer horn, and walked around work with a staff, and I ended up placing in the Halloween costume contest just because every time everybody saw me, it was something different. It wasn't that the costume was great, it was just, 1 minute, you see he's Draffet there, he's got blonde hair. Next minute, time you see him, he's got dark hair. But that's how you gotta do it. You gotta do it being original. I mean, we even had one woman that did a peeping Tom, did the whole, open coat and the sock falls down. Had another guy come in for another Halloween party as, well, more or less peeping Tom with a long one, and then his female patriot came in as a female genitalia. I'm 30 years ago, me and my brothers went out as knights. We made suits of armor out of cardboard, had wooden shields. My father actually made us swords and axes. Well, me a sword, one of them an axe, and then one of them walked around with a axe or sword that we got from the Renaissance Festival. And then, I've gone out as my first Halloween that I remember. I went out as a woman, put me in my grandmother's wig, put makeup on me, went trick or treating. I was like 4 or 5. I've had a late mass Spider-Man costume, went out as Paul Stanley, a bunch of generic ones I don't even remember now. other than that, like I said, Knight, Ninja, Conan the Barbarian. Actually, because it was real cold that year, I was actually going to go out with just whatever, and I ended up having to use my dad's reversible his liner for his leather jacket. He just flipped it around so it looked like lamb skin or wool vest. So it looked like I was traveling through during wintertime. Went out as Greaser. That Halloween, actually, I was going to go out as Wolverine from the X-Men, and I got a haircut too early and couldn't do much with my hair, so I went out as a Greaser. Actually, if I can find it, which I shouldn't be too hard, since it should be right here at the top. I actually have a picture, if I can, like I said, if I can find it. Oh, well, maybe not. Somewhere it disappeared. I either put it back or it's floating around in my drawer here, giving me a hard time. But for 2 years, I actually stopped trick-or-treating when I was in my 20s, I have to admit. But I went for 2 years as Lobo from DC Comics. The thinner Lobo, not the big muscular buff one, the one that actually kicked the crap out of Superman. Like I said, original costume. Back then, nobody knew who Lobo was. Now thanks to Superman cartoons, DC Universe cartoons, at least some of the kids know who Lobo is. My brother went on as my youngest brother went on as a zombie one time. Bought the makeup, did his face. This year, my brother's taking all 5 of his kids out as Dead Disney. So Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, all as zombies, which I thought was an original idea. My nephew's been out as Yoda, witches. My oldest nephew's been on a serial killer kick for the last couple of years. Let's see. So it's and cheap, lame vampire. When I was 24, I had 24 or 25, I had a Halloween party to go to. So I just put vampire teeth, whitened my face a little bit, and dark clothes, and went as vampire. Regular, everyday vampire, not a gothic vampire all did up, but just a regular, everyday vampire. So, doing the costumes is like the best part of it, because during Halloween you can be whoever you want. And that's what makes Halloween so fun, cool, and awesome. It's not just the gothic feel of the holiday. It's dressing up and picking a costume that nobody else would pick. Like this year, I wanted to take whether or not that's what we're actually going to do. Wanted my daughter to go out as a gnome, because her next oldest cousin both look like, you know, be perfect as gnome kids. Alright, one better. So, like I said, Halloween. Best time of year. Dress up whatever you like. Like I said, from walking around like this, everybody thought it was Gene Simmons. But with that, like I said, next week, Halloween and the Day of the Dead. Till then, this is Draffet. This is draffet'sdoor. Have fun.